Poultry farming sector of Pakistan. This is lecture number 16, and in this lecture we are going to discuss that what does poultry farming mean, what is the history of poultry farming in Pakistan, then what's the role of poultry farming. Next topic would be what are the issues being faced by this sector, and what are the solutions to the issues. I am Professor Shakeel Abbasi. Time is almost 5 p.m. and date is 27th March 2026. Before this, I have discussed two subsectors of agriculture sector, crop sector and livestock sector. As I have discussed earlier, there are 5 subsectors of agriculture sector, and this is third one, that is the poultry farming, and next two would be discussed in coming lectures, forestry and fisheries. Some economists actually include poultry farming sector in livestock sector. According to them, there are 4 subsectors of agriculture sector. I am believing in 5 subsectors of agriculture sector. So separately, I am discussing this. These lectures are very useful for the students, teachers, and the candidates who are going to appear in competitive exam of Pakistan. Hope that you would listen this lecture up to the end and would like to subscribe this lecture. I am indebted to the subscribers who have already subscribed my channel. Dear viewers, first of all, let us define what does poultry farming mean. Poultry farming mean all the economic activities concerning raising of the poultry farm, marketing of the eggs, flesh, and other products, then processing of the feed, and doing the business of hatcheries, etc. is called poultry farming sector, which is the subsector of agriculture sector. Next is what is the history? Poultry farming has transformed itself from backyard poultry farming of 1960s to a modern poultry farming, that is the controlled shedding of 2024 and 25. So in 1960s, we see 3 drastic steps were taken. Number one, that credit goes to Faisalabad University, who succeeded in introducing new breed of poultry farming by crossing local or the desi poultry with the imported 3 breeds, and 3 breeds are white Leghorn, and then white Cornish, then New Hampshire. It was crossed with a desi hen, and as a result we call that breed Lalpur silver black. Second is that in 1960s it is PIA who succeeded to establish first hatchery in Karachi with the help of, I think, Canada. Then credit goes to Liver Brothers, that first feed mill was established in Hyderabad with foreign collaboration. So these things, the 3 things took place, and as a result of introduction of new breed of that we call Lalpur, old name of Faisalabad is Lalpur silver black. It has 2 traits. Number one, its productivity increased manifold. Productivity of our desi hen was 30x per year, and its productivity increased to egg laying capacity means 150x per year. So another trait was that its survival was assured in tough environment, rural environment of Pakistan. With these 2 traits, we see tremendous increase in poultry farming, and we see 20 to 30% growth rate in 1960. In 1970 and 80s, because of these steps and increasing rate of profit, we see 177% increase in poultry farming. So this was a great leap forward. This sector was eclipsed by disease in 1990s. We see that HPS, hydropericardium syndrome, this disease erupted, and in Murray and Ahmedabad, where poultry farming growth rate was very high. We see avian influenza. As a result, mortality rate increased to 80%. 80% means out of 100, 80% hens or the poultry died because of this disease. This was the great setback, so setback that is still at Murray poultry farming failed to revive. Up to 2018-19, we see a dwindling fate of the poultry farming. We see fluctuation in its production. But during 2018 and 19, 2024 and 25, we once again see tremendous increase in the poultry farm because of very strong positive policies and the compulsions and the motivation of that government, that is the PDI government. And by the end of 2024 and 25, we see almost 70% increase in the meat and 40% increase in the eggs. Likewise, egg consumption also increased hardly 20 to 30 eggs. It has increased to 53 eggs. Likewise, the meat consumption, which was less than 1 kg, increased to 6 to 7 kg. That I am talking about the poultry farming. So we see tremendous increase, and almost 55% sheds, poultry sheds, are now controlled sheds. Means temperature is controlled, vitamins are administered, and then organic feed is given, natural environment is given. So this is called controlled sheds, and this is a good sign. Now let us switch over to next part, and next part is about the importance or the significance of poultry farming in Pakistan. Importance, significance, or the role of poultry farming. This is very important. Point wise we can discuss as. Number one is its share in GDP. Share of poultry farming in Pakistan's GDP, which is equal to $411 billion, is equal to 3.1%. Is very high as compared to a global average, that is 0.4%. So this is good sign. Likewise, its share in livestock is near about 12%. As I have discussed that some economists include this sector in livestock sector. When we separate, its share is and livestock sector is almost 12%. Whereas the combined share of livestock and poultry farm in our agriculture sector is 63%. But in agriculture sector, poultry farming sector's share is 6.3%. So when we exclude, we get the share of livestock. Anyhow, this is the importance of the significance. Then what is the share of point number 3 poultry farming in export? In 2024-25, share of poultry farming sector is in case of broiler, it is near about 2 point, not in term of percentage. We exported broiler of the worth $2.2 million to especially to Afghanistan. Main market is Afghanistan for commercial poultry farming, etc. Their dependencies on Pakistan. Then we succeeded in exporting the meat of the poultry farming of the worth near about $2.1 million. It means that total export size becomes near about $5 million per annum. So this is huge amount. No doubt we have not exploited the potential. Our share in halal market is going on, but we have not exploited this market in a proper way. Our market, poultry market, extends not up to the Middle East, rather to the Europe and to the China, and then we other countries like the Malaysia, then Indonesia, etc. So we have good trade links with the rest of the countries in this respect. We will discuss in case of issues that what are the lacunas or the drawbacks. So this is the position. Another point is that it is a great source of protein. As you know that meat, eggs, they are rich in protein. As I have discussed that during 2018 and 24 and 25, we see tremendous increase, and now production of egg in Pakistan is 26 billion number, and of meat is 2.25 billion. Number of poultry birds in Pakistan, 2.26 billion. We have the poultry birds. So this is the importance of poultry farming, that our per capita, per head consumption of eggs and the meat has increased, as I have discussed, from hardly few eggs of 1960s to almost 53 eggs, and then of meat from few gram to up to 7 kg. Other point is share of poultry farming in total meat production of Pakistan is very high, and it has increased, and it is 44%. Total meat production capacity of Pakistan is 6. I think 2 million tons, and out of this 2.6 or 7 million ton is of poultry farming. And next is for actually beef share, that is 43%, and then the mutton share is already 14 or 16%. So this is the importance of that. Its annual turnover, business turnover is more than 1 trillion rupees, and this is another importance. In tax contribution, its share is relatively very high, but still tax evasion is taking place out of, I think that annual tax contribution of this sector is near about 4 billion rupees. So this is a huge amount when we compare with other sectors who are actually evading the tax. So this is blessing in disguise. When we talk about the employment, it is providing employment to 1.5 million people of Pakistan, in a country where unemployment is rampant. This is blessing in disguise. Its contribution is very high. This is the significance of the role of poultry farming sector. Now we are going to discuss problems and the solutions of poultry farming. First problem is cost of raising poultry farming in Pakistan, which is very high. Talk about the cost of electricity, which is very high, cost of transportation, which is very high, cost of medicine, which is very high, and especially I'm going to talk about the cost of feed. And here two items, soybean and the maize. The ever increasing prices of these two items, which are inevitable for poultry farming, as they provide protein and iron to the poultry birds. Because of high dependency and ever declining value of our rupees, poultry farmers or the farmers have to bear the brunt of this, and as a result profit margin decreases. Not only this, higher prices of poultry in Pakistan affect common man as well. They are unable to purchase poultry farming man source of protein to the common man. So it affects the farmers and the people of Pakistan as well. That's why most of the people hesitate to invest in this sector. Anyhow, we should focus on this. For this, actually, provision of the medicine at lower rates, subsidized rates, and the availability of the soybean and the maize should be assured and at lower prices. For this, we have to give incentives to the farmer to grow soybean and the maize, because it is also used in our food industry, in biscuit industry, etc. So when we see the data, the production of soybean and especially maize is coming down, and it is not comparable with the regional countries, as I have discussed in case of crop sector. You can watch my lecture. Number two is attack of disease. This is very crucial for poultry farming because in Pakistan, prevalence of few diseases like avian influenza, as I have discussed earlier, that it actually destroyed poultry farming of Murree and Ahmedabad, which erupted in 1990s. Uh, then we have HPS, as I have discussed, hydropericardium syndrome. This is fatal. Then we have IB, infectious bronchitis disease, Newcastle disease. So these are fatal for poultry farming. In poultry farming, on the average mortality rate is 13%, but when these diseases attack, mortality rate exceeds 80%, means 80 birds out of 100 they die down. So the cost is very high. How to manage this? Number one is proper care of the poultry farming, means proper management. We should be conscious about the hygienic condition of the farms, and we should switch over to the controlled sheds. So far only 55% sheds are controlled sheds, and remaining 45% are not controlled. They are traditional sheds. So during severe heat, mortality rate is very high. Likewise, we have the issue of counterfeited medicines, vaccines, which are not original. Number two, vaccines are available, and as a result, they are unable to control the disease. Government should ensure that these medical facilities should be provided at a subsidized rate, because private sector is extorting these farmers by charging higher prices. So in every tehsil we see agriculture department, and they should be upgraded, and they should be organized on modern pattern. So price of the medicine should be low, and proper light arrangement and proper cleanliness condition should be maintained over there. Only 10 people should be inducted by the poultry farms, and at import level, when chicks are imported, then proper examination of the chicks should be made, so that transmission of the medicine should be controlled at border level. These are the steps which can save us, and this is high mortality. No doubt we are actually relying upon third degree method, that is the utilization of spent hen, means dead hens are provided to the shawarma houses and to the different markets. So this is wrong as per Islamic injunctions or the direction or the laws, and it is unhygienic actually as well. So we should not rely upon on third degree method, but on first degree method, that is the provision of quality medicine at lower prices, and the feed and the proper care of the poultry farming, and improvement of the hygienic conditions of the poultry farming, and proper check at the import level. This is point number two. Point number three is the volatility. Its market is volatile. Reason being that it is nature dependent, and it is actually working under perfect competition. So under perfect competition, it is the game of supply and demand. When supply increases, demand is low, its price falls. And when its supply is short of the demand, definitely its price rises. What are the reasons? Reasons: eruption of the disease, as I have discussed, we should control that. Second is seasonal demand increased. For example, there are wedding seasons in Pakistan, and before that there is tremendous increase. Then there are festivities like Eid Hazan and Eid al-Fitr, etc. We see tremendous increase. Then there can be tremendous increase in the export. When there is greater demand outside the country, definitely when we export, there is no export surplus in Pakistan, price of the poultry farming rises in Pakistan. So this is the fluctuation, and this is very costly for the actually farmers. Middlemen actually, they are familiar with the market trends, but the common farmer is not aware of these fluctuations. So for this, government should actually provide proper guideline to the farmers, that what is the market trend. On the basis of market trend, they can actually control the volatility of this. Then they should have the proper planning, that how much they should export. There should be restriction on the export, so that there should be no shortfall within the country. Likewise, they should be educated that they should not invest in one subsector of poultry sector, that is in the broiler. Rather, they should move towards egg laying farming, invest in hatcheries. They can invest in the processing of the feed. So in this way, if they simultaneously invest in these sectors on the import of chick as well, one day chicks. So if they face loss in one subsector of the poultry farming, they can overcome this by earning some profit from other sectors. So there is compensatory element as well. It is balanced out. So overall, they would be able to earn normal profit rather abnormal loss. So this is the only viable strategy to overcome its volatility. And likewise, construction of cold storage is for the preservation of the meat of the poultry farming is very important, and there should be proper cold chain system right from the farm to up to national and then international level. Many companies are working in Pakistan in this, whether K and local and international companies are working here. But the support of government is very important, and government is providing support for the establishment of cold storages. And in this respect, Pakistan Agriculture Storage and Services Corporation is very magnanimous, and we should approve that. So this is the solution. Next point is exploitation of the middleman. It has been observed that 47% profit goes to middleman, 28% to the retailers, and hardly 25% to the producer. Who takes more pain of investment, pain of taking care of the poultry birds, marketing risk, and the credit risk as well. All the pains are taken by a producer, but earns 25%. Whereas financial and market and credit pain of retailer is very low, and they are earning 28%, and 47% middle man, commission agents and other people, they earn this. So this is horrible. We should actually reduce the role of this middleman or the commission agent. So there should be direct access of the consumer and the producer, whether local or international. For this, we should utilize and engage actually modern technology. Everybody should be familiar with the trends, whether it's producer or the consumer or the middleman. Everybody should be familiar with the market, as this poultry farming is actually working in an environment which in the term of economics is called perfect competition. So this is very important. Information, large number of buyers and consumer, homogeneity of the product, and the knowledge of the market, etc. These are the qualities of perfect competition. So there should be no monopoly. To overcome this, we should reduce the role of middleman. As a result, profit, if we succeed in reducing the role of middleman by 50%, then the share of this producer, poultry producer, can increase up to 40 or 50%. Then it would become attraction for rest of the investors, and more investment means more export, more employment, more jobs, more protein, etc. So this is issue number 3. Another issue is exploitation of halal market, international halal market. We have not succeeded to exploit international market. It has been assessed that the worth of halal market in rupees is more than 5,000 billion, means 5 trillion rupees. But so far we have, I think, succeeded in exporting the poultry equal to $1.2 billion. So this is just a tip of an iceberg. We should focus on this, and in this respect, when we go into the detail, poultry consumption in Russia, and poultry production and consumption in Russia, Japan, and in these countries is very low, and these markets should be exploited by Pakistan. Likewise, the halal market, no doubt we are marketing our poultry in UAE, Qatar, and Middle East countries. And whereas there are 56 Muslim countries, and many Muslims are living in Europe and other non-Muslim countries, we should properly exploit these markets. So our focus should not be on China or in these countries. Rather, we should move towards Indonesia and Malaysia and African Muslim countries. So in this respect, we can increase, if we succeed in increasing our export by 50%, then we will be able to double our exports, means more than $1 billion. So this would be blessing in disguise for Pakistan. This is the solution, and for this, how to improve the new market, and our quality and the standard of poultry should be higher, and its price international market should be low, as we are competing with America, we are competing with China, and with these much developed countries as compared to Pakistan. So competition with China and America and other European countries means that we on the one hand we have to improve the quality of our meat, eggs, and price should be low. These two tricks. How to reduce the price, energy, medicines, feeds, they should be provided at lower prices. Their prices should be low. So these are the tricks. Next point is credit availability. No doubt in Pakistan, the credit availability is relatively good nowadays, because it is not only ZTB, Al Zarai Taraqqiyati Bank, formerly known as the Agricultural Development Bank of Pakistan, established in 1961. Rather, each and every commercial bank in Pakistan is providing credit to different sectors of agriculture sector. The year 2025-26, almost 2.5 trillion rupees has been allocated for this sector. But because of eruption of disease frequently in agriculture sector, whimsical nature of poultry farming, and increasing cost of the input, credit this sector used to take has come down from 39 billion to 22 billion. There are a number of reasons, that is the depression in poultry farming, and number 2 is higher interest rate is being charged by these sectors. Interest rate is equal to 23 to 30%. So this is too high, and it should not be more than 7 to 10%. No doubt, risk is very high, but relatively this sector is less risky as compared to other sectors. Another issue is that of production and consumption of meat and eggs in Pakistan. When we compare with rest of the countries, means the relative position is very poor, but in absolute term we have increased. As I have discussed recently, that between these two, these 5 years from 2018-19 to 2024-25, increase in meat production is more than 70%, and in eggs production is near about 30 or 40%. So overall eggs production is 26 billion, and poultry meat production is near about 2.5 million ton. So with this, we have improved. But when we calculate the average our per capita consumption of the eggs and the meat, our position is very poor. Uh, uh, Total worth of this poultry farming in international at international level is $385 billion. Share of America is 20%. That of China is near about 15 or 16%. Then it is Brazil, I think 14%, and Canada and these countries. Anyhow, but the share of in production of China, Russia and Japan and UK even is near about 1.4% or 2%. Whereas the eggs consumption of Pakistan is 53 per person per year, whereas the consumption of developed countries, or the countries who are rich in the consumption of these eggs, is average is near about 300. Even Malaysia's per head consumption is 300. Whereas Pakistan is already 53%, 53 eggs per person. In case of meat consumption, this is near about 6 kg per head, as against 53 or 60 kg of USA and other countries. But the egg and meat consumption of most of the countries, poultry meat I am talking of Russia and Japan, this is amazing, and of UK is very low. What are the reason I am not going? But how we can improve this? By raising more poultry, by actually reducing its price. More the supplies, lower the price, and more would be availability to the people. And in case we have the surplus poultry farming, then we should allow the poultry farmers to export this, so there should be no shortage within the country. As a result, this would increase. So we should move towards controlled or the modern poultry farming. So far we have achieved the target of 55% control of the modern farming. 45% are actually traditional or backyard poultry farming. So when we improve, and if we improve our medical facilities and clean position of the poultry farms, then we would be able to reduce our mortality rate. Then its cost would be low, and price would be low in the market, and accessibility of the common man would increase. So these are the steps which can improve the position of our poultry farm. Next point is export. Size of export is almost, I think that 14 billion, and production is 11 billion per annum. Whereas the share of Pakistan is nominal. I have talked about that the export share is near about $6 million. So this is peanut. We can increase, and for that we have to produce or we have to raise the number of the poultry birds. We have to rely upon the modern techniques of raising the poultry. Then we have the mm, uh, cold chain system, and then we have a proper marketing structure. We should educate the people for modern farming. So in this way we can improve our export, and export can be increased, as I have discussed, that by exploiting the market where poultry consumption, meat and eggs is very low and production is low, like Russia and Vietnam and these countries, UK, etc. Whereas champions are USA, China, and Brazil, etc. We cannot compete with these countries. Rather, we should focus on the exploitation of new markets, halal market and non-halal market. We can actually dispose of our spend, hence, and rate is almost 20 to 30%. Sometimes it is 80%. So in this way we can utilize this waste. Next point is dependency. Poultry farming dependency is very high on foreign sector. That is the import of the one day chicks, even eggs, then medicines, then the poultry farming utensils, etc., electricity utensils, etc. All these equipments are imported from rest of the countries. Not to speak of this, even the feed is imported. We are short in feed, and the quality feed as well. Vitamins are imported. So to overcome this issue, because of this import, number one is the high dependency. Number two is the high cost because of our ever decreasing value of the rupees, depreciation of the rupee. So what is the solution? We should actually develop indigenous breed of the poultry farming. No doubt, production of broiler, that its weight after 42 days is out of 2 kg. This is good when we compare ourselves with the rest of the countries. In case of a layer, productivity cycle is 18 weeks to 78 weeks. So after that they are disposed of. Anyhow, this is good sign, but our dependency is very high. In this respect, at national level, there is no full-fledged poultry farming research institute. We should focus on that. Rather, in every district, we should have modern poultry research institute to overcome the poultry disease, which are fatal for our poultry sector, because mortality rate for some periods increases to 80%. Likewise, new medicines with the collaboration of different universities, as I have discussed, that in Pakistan, almost more than 20 agriculture universities and institutes are working in Islamabad, NARC, PRC, Faisalabad University, then we have Peshawar, then Balochistan, then Sindh, so many agriculture universities. Every year they registered almost 11 agri students. So they should be involved to develop new vaccines and new techniques of controlling these disease. Then local utensils, the equipment for the poultry farming should be developed. Case of control shards or heavy mechanical complex is engaged, if they can manufacture sugar and cement plants, why they cannot make cold storages facilities. That the equipment which is used in poultry farming, that is the controlled poultry farming. So controlled farming or modern poultry farming equipment should be developed and marketed by HMC tax law. We are not exploiting our resources or talent in a proper way. So coordination between these farmers, then engineers, and then our agri scientist is in need of the time, and banks should provide credit generously for this purpose. In this way, our dependency becomes very low, and cost of production would be reduced by this technique, and demand of our poultry farming products would increase national and international level. Next point is environmental degradation. Poultry farming actually at the moment is playing negative role, as wastage is discharged to the lakes, to the rivers, and that's to the streams. There is no proper disposal of the waste, and it actually emits harmful gases like methane CH4, and nitrous oxide N2O. So to overcome this issue, proper disposal of the wastage should be assured. Rather, biological plants should be actually established at these poultry farming sites, so that low cost energy can be developed and used by these poultry farms, and at the same time they can dispose of this garbage or the solid waste, emitting these dangerous or environmental hostile gases. So this is the solution. We see uneven distribution. This is another phenomenon, uneven distribution. We have the herd culture in Pakistan. I have shared the data that size of poultry bird in Pakistan is near about 2.2 billion. Out of this, almost 2 billion are actually broilers, and rest is layer, the poultry which gives eggs. So share of broiler, which is raised for meat purpose, is almost 90%. And the share of Punjab in this poultry activities or the business, share of Punjab is almost 80%. What about rest of the provinces? This is uneven. As a result, the price of poultry in the rest of the country is very high. So we should actually develop a breed which can be raised in the rest of the provinces, especially in Balochistan and Sindh and others. So it is the responsibility of the government and the researchers, and other actually inputs should be available at a reasonable rate. It should not be actually Punjab centered activity. This is the drawback which we should address in a proper way. This needs actually proper planning of the government. Next point is tax evasion. Poultry sector's tax evasion reportedly is very high. Tax potential is near about 35 billion. Whereas tax collection from this sector is 4 billion. A lot of difference between the potential and the exploitation, because so many families take refuge in this sector, as this sector is exempted from so many cesses and taxes, especially income tax. Now they have imposed, but they actually show their industrial sector's income as agriculture sector's income. And there are so many other ways that they show in case of the filing of the income tax returns. They show the income, but at the same time they show the loss because of these disease and the whimsical nature of the market. So in this way, on the one hand, they succeed in writing off the credit, and on the other rate, they claim that they suffered the loss. So they show the loss every year. These loopholes should be plugged off. These loopholes should be closed by the government. Okay, there should be no tax exemption, and in case of loss, there should be proper there is loss, but it is the habit of the big feudal lords that they are doing this activity. This should be, and bankers should be actually, and the politicians and the influentials, bureaucrats or the VIPs should be curbed, and there should be proper punishment. And in this respect, NAB and FIA and other departments should perform their duties a proper way. Then, if 50% control is made over this, then we would be able to have sound poultry system contributing in our national exchequer. With this, I end the lecture with the hope and expectation that you would subscribe my channel. Thank you very much for viewing me, for hearing me. Khuda Hafiz. Assalamu alaikum.